Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders. This is Abdurrahman from FXAlTareeq.com, and here is what's on my Forex radar this May the 16th, 2016. We begin today with the Aussie dollar off of the weekly chart, and as you can see, we have a potential Acapulco trade that has formed. The issue is this particular candle the diver candle went a little bit too far, and here you have at the 71.72 level a strong monthly support and resistance line, and you had a tremendous amount of congestion sitting over here. So the risk reward for this one may be minimal. However, the trade is there. It's whether or not you're going to risk it breaching the 71.72 level, obviously on the watch list. Let's move down to the Aussie New Zealand, and I previously had a trend line support here. Let's do this here, a trend line break, and as you can see, we had a break from it and then a retouch and fall down. This seems to be a good trade here off of the Aussie New Zealand, and look for a potential signal off of this particular trade. I like the setup that's on this one. Aussie yen Acapulco trade setup. The issue is it's at its last nowhere to go, and it's just not a good risk reward. I wouldn't enter into this trade. The trade is valid, it is set up, but just from a weekly support and resistance, there just isn't anything left on this one as well. You would have to move down about 360 something pips, and the last time it's been at this levels or at these levels is back in November, August of October of 2012. The CAD Swissy, a nice Acapulco has formed on this one as well. The diver went down, the cliff candle went low, and the diver has retouched and then fall back down. So also another good setup as well off of the CAD Swissy. Our Euro Aussie trade, you have another Acapulco setup and a good setup as well. I like what I see here. Diver, cliff candle, above the monthly support and resistance at the 1.5435 level. Another potential trade set up as well. Great Britain Aussie, looking here to come up to these levels here and then give us a moolah trade set up. I wouldn't enter into this trade. Yes, probably have one more week to go on this one. So let's see what happens off of the Great Britain Aussie off of the weekly chart. Great Britain CAD, another Acapulco trade, has set up a good setup as well. I like what I see with this one. Diver, the diver candle is nice. It did retouch with the 1.8399 level, so look for a potential signal there as well. The New Zealand CAD, I like this setup. I wish this candle here off of the bend trade, I wish this would have closed a little bit lower. It did not close low on this particular trade, but this is a continuous it's in a downward trend. The issue is the risk reward, and we choose and see which of all of these trades, which are the good looking ones and good potential. Another New Zealand dollar Kiwi on the list. We're looking for a retouch back up at the trend line here, and then a fall away. Now you do see congestion here at this monthly support and resistance at the 66.75 level, so that will come into play as to whether or not this will be a good trade. The US CAD, you still had this a big shadow. Last month it did go above it, but then you see it falling back down on the watch list. That's all I can say about that. And the Swissy, there's nothing on the Swissy that shouldn't be here. There's nothing that I can see Let me move this back. I guess we were watching from the previous week. Let's move over to the daily charts now. We talked about the Aussie off of the weekly, and here's confirmation or semi-confirmation off of the daily chart. Potential Acapulco is forming on that. We had a breach of the weekly support and resistance at the 7302 level. So on the watch list as well. Aussie CAD did do in Acapulco. The diver candle went down, but retouched back up. Not a good trade to look at. I'm just showing you guys that particular trade when evaluating some Acapulcos. Ben trade is in play off of the CAD yen as well. The issue on this one is risk reward. In the evaluation, when you look at this particular trade, you'll be risking somewhere of 170 pips, and you're probably going to get maximum out of this one 109 pips. So not a good trade to risk. Just want to show you guys what I see on this particular trade in terms of the risk reward. Euro, yen, same thing, a Ben trade, but here's your weekly support and resistance line, which has been held up at the 121.50 level. Not a good trade to get into. Euro dollar, potential Acapulco setting up. You have the cliff candle here, so we'll wait and see how the diver prints in the next day or so. Euro New Zealand, same thing. We're going to wait and see what happens here. It did hold up at the 1.6627 level. Let's see if we get a stronger bullish candle to give us a whammy trade set up off of the Euro New Zealand. Great Britain dollar, we're looking for a potential Acapulco setup as well on this one, so this is on the list as well. Going to see if it's just going to fall back into this box, hold up here a little bit, and then push back up. We'll wait and see what happens with this one. See if there'll be some retrace off of Monday's candles. Alright guys, so I've covered the weekly and the daily charts. I'll be doing some other charts and putting some blog posts out today and during this week. With that said, you guys have a magnificent day on purpose, and I'll talk with you soon.